The second Shamatha jhana. The second Shamatha jhana is like the first, a seemingly solidified mind state. With the dropping of almost all applied and sustained effort, the rapture and happiness/joy factors created by concentration can really predominate. Thus, whereas the first jhana requires you to make effort to pay attention to maintain it, the second jhana has much more of the quality of showing itself to you, welling up, filling the field of attention with itself, blossoming naturally, etc. The focus of attention extends out somewhat, sort of like looking straight ahead, focusing the eyes on anything specific. Mind-generated objects, such as visualizations, that in a well-developed visual-based first jhana are relatively stable, may now begin to move, spin, pulse, resonate, shimmer, subtly flux, or something similar, in the second jhana, in ways that correlate with the phase of the breath, moving slowly towards the top and the bottom of the breath, and more quickly in the middle. This fine movement may be subtle to some and very obvious to others. Mantras may suddenly seem to be repeating themselves. The breath suddenly is noticeably breathing itself, and there is something that feels great about that. This more insight-related aspect of change, impermanence, will not be noticed by everyone, but if you do notice it, that is very second jhana. Objects can also seem very steady, very stable, and yet still have that welling up on their own quality. The silence of the mind is noticeably increased, and the pleasure of this state may also increase greatly, particularly if pleasure is the focus of attention. When this state is carefully cultivated, the intensity of its associated pleasure can become as strong as you can bear it, with words like orgasmic commonly used for those who take the pleasant aspects of it and amplify them through intent and concentration. Powerful bliss and rapture may show up in those who weren't expecting them, nor inclining to that aspect of practice at all. Like all the other jhanas, the second jhana can be developed in many different directions depending on the focus, object, practitioner, depth, and practice style. Again, this state is a fine attainment, but can be quite captivating for obvious reasons. The second Shamatha jhana has very skillful elements, in that it cultivates 6 of the 7 factors of awakening to some degree, excluding investigation, and is more focused on rapture than on equanimity. It temporarily suppresses the hindrances, creating more beneficial wiring in the brain. It is also very seductive and sticky. Some may get stuck cultivating this again and again for some period ranging from days to years. Again, the meditator also has the option to 1. Get stuck here, 2. Go on to the third jhana, or 3. Investigate this state and begin the process of insight, paying careful attention to completely deconstructing the state into its moment-to-moment components, as with the first jhana. There is much that may be said about the second jhana, and I will do so later. When you put together the information I will discuss later concerning the stage called the arising and passing away, ANP, with other considerations about the second jhana, hopefully you will get a more complete picture of the wide range of what can happen in this general territory.